thought there was a governor and we're taking his quote and misinterpreting it and
All right, folks. In this next clip, we've got none other than Moonboy himself, Cenk Uygur, from the Young Turks, doing what he does best, completely losing the ability to form a coherent sentence. Why, you ask? Well, because Donald Trump's abortion policies have him spiraling faster than a politician dodging a tough question. Buckle up, because we're about to witness Cenk unravel in real time. Let's dive into this glorious meltdown.
Donald Trump, as a political candidate, is here for the women. And if you didn't know that, well, he is telling you. In a truly unhinged post on Truth Social last Friday, Trump claimed that if he wins in November, women will, quote, no longer be thinking about abortion. And that's so nice. All I do is thinking about abortion. And I'm really happy to not have to do that anymore. So let's see what he had to say. It's a lot, so just bear with me. He said this on Truth Social. He said, women are poorer than they were 4 years ago, are less healthy than they were 4 years ago, are less safe on the streets than they were 4 years ago, are more depressed and unhappy than they were 4 years ago, and they are less optimistic and confident in the future than they were 4 years ago. I will fix all of that and fast. And at long last, this national nightmare will be over. Women will be happy, healthy, confident, and free. You will no longer be thinking about abortion because it is now where it always had to be, with the states and a vote of the people, and with powerful exceptions like those that Ronald Reagan insisted on for rape, incest, and the life of the mother, but not allowing for Democrat demanded late term abortion in the 7th, 8th, or 9th month, or even execution of a baby after birth. I will protect women at a level never seen before. They will finally be healthy, hopeful, safe, and secure. Their lives will be happy, beautiful, and great again.
If you enjoy content like this, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out.
Okay, we're not going to break down the whole thing because, you get it. You know why it's ridiculous. He's just talking with the intention that someone will read what he said and think to themselves, oh, you know what? So true. I am a lot unhappier than I was 4 years ago. But he went on to evoke the memory of Ronald Reagan. He also mentioned the thoroughly debunked claims that Democrats want late-term abortions, including abortions so late that the baby is fully out of the womb by the time their mothers decide to get rid of it. Trump then said he will protect women at every level, at a level never seen before, which is funny because we know how he deals with women. And he closed his statement by saying that women's lives will be happy and beautiful once he is president again. Women's lives, we're going to talk about the quality of those red state women's lives in a moment. But Cenk, we got to talk about the post. What are your initial thoughts here?
Yeah, 3 parts that were crack-ups. That women are finally going to get to feel happy, healthy, and confident because of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, look.
Can't wait.
Yeah, if you're a woman who believes that, there was no way we could help you anyway. So you were going to vote for Trump because you believe in absurdities. So we'll get to some of the things that he's done to women in a minute that has not exactly made them happy or healthy or confident. Okay, and then he says, but the political stuff's even funnier in a sense. Now it's exactly where women wanted it, abortion, decided by the states. That way, half the states can make it illegal and make sure that you can't control your own body, and that big government gets between you and your doctor, and then actually might do things where you die. So aren't you so happy? But he's used to be fair to Donald Trump, he's used to with MAGA. He just has to say something. It doesn't matter what it is. They'll believe it instantly. So he thinks, I don't know, maybe it'll work with everybody. I am a Martian brought to you from the past, and I am here to save Zagod, which is the actual name of this planet. And I'm a lizard person, but I'm here for good. MAGA's like, of course, lizard people, 2024, right? So when he says he's going to make women happier and that women wanted to be restricted on abortion in all the red states, I don't know, maybe some MAGA women will agree and think, oh yeah, that's the alternate reality I live in. And the last one from the statement is, of course, they're executing babies after they're born. Name one baby that has been executed, that has had a post-birth abortion. There was a governor, and we're taking his quote and misinterpreting it, yeah, I didn't think so. You don't have a single case of it. If you believe that there is post-birth abortions where they just simply execute the babies after they come out, you're a lunatic. So get counseling. And that's one of the presidential candidates. That's not just like, oh, I know, but to be fair, of course, there's gonna be crazy people on either side at the extremes, and that's part of his base, but that's not fair. No, he's saying it. He's the lunatic. All right, yeah, it's back to you.
This claim that because of Donald Trump, women have lost their right to a safe abortion and it's become more dangerous to be pregnant is absolutely ridiculous. This isn't just about restricting rights. It's about protecting life and letting states, not the federal government, decide what's best on what their citizens want. Instead of focusing solely on abortion access, we should be providing more resources for women, like better parental care, adoption services, and support for mothers. So it's not just about taking away rights, it's about balancing the right to life with the support women need.
All right, so let's see how things are actually going for these women in red states. Texas was one of the first states to implement sweeping and extremely restrictive abortion laws the minute the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, and they're trying to make things even more miserable for women here in Texas. This is from the New York Times, and it says that the lawsuit that is being brought right now by Attorney General Ken Paxton takes aim at federal privacy rules, including one enacted this year that Ken Paxton called a backdoor attempt at weakening Texas laws. He's referring to Ken Paxton as suing the Biden administration because they want to be able to track women who travel out of state to obtain abortions. And by out of state, I really mean, out of the deep South, because I would have to travel at least a few states over before I could find a doctor, not limited by state imposed restrictions here in Texas. And traveling out of state is really one of the only options that many women in red states have, because look at what's happening in Texas. This is reporting from NBC, and it says that there has been a dramatic rise in pregnant women dying in Texas after abortion ban. Exclusive analysis finds the rate of maternal deaths in Texas increased 56% from 2019 to 2022, compared with just 11% nationwide during the same period. Wow. It's terrifying out here.
This was reported by NBC, and it's a perfect example of what the left-wing media often does. They project fear onto women. They tell women it's dangerous now because of new abortion laws, that you'll have to travel across states, or that having a baby is suddenly a major risk. They know emotions run high, and they're using fear as bait. But the truth is, women shouldn't be scared. If you want to have a baby, go for it. These laws don't mean you can't have a child. They just shift how the law addresses abortion. Personally, I think some people are being manipulated into fear to the point where they're afraid to even get pregnant. And then, ironically, you see some of these voices, the loudest critics, who aren't even married or don't have children themselves. I mean, I don't think this woman even is engaged. I don't see a ring on her finger. But it's all they seem to focus on, and it's crazy.
The analysis was conducted by the Gender Equity Policy Institute, or GEPI, using publicly available data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Nancy Cohen, the president of the GEPI, explained the findings, saying this. She said, "There's only one explanation for this staggering difference in maternal mortality. All of the research points to Texas's abortion ban as the primary driver of this alarming increase. Texas, I fear, is the harbinger of what is to come in other states." And just a reminder that in Texas, the state banned abortion at 5 weeks prior to the overturning of Roe v. Wade. After the overturning, ironically, abortions are now only permitted in extreme circumstances when the mother's life is in danger. Problem is, a lot of times women have to suffer immensely before doctors are able to claim that her life was in danger, sometimes to the point of damaging her reproductive organs, to the point that she can no longer conceive a child in the future. And the reality of these abortion bans that is less obvious in stats and data points is that plenty of women who want to have children in red states are now reluctant to do so out of fear that should something go wrong, they won't have access to the care they would need. Dr. Leah Tatum, an OB-GYN from Austin, said that she's seeing many women in their late 30s and 40s who, even though they would like to have children, worry they wouldn't have an option to end the pregnancy if it turned out that the baby wouldn't be born healthy. What happens if I end up with a genetically abnormal fetus? Tatum said her patients have asked her. They worry their options are limited, she said. But as I mentioned, this is happening all over the country in the dystopian red states. In Georgia, similar stories. Candy Miller was afraid to seek care amid Georgia's abortion ban, so she stayed at home and died. This is reporting from ProPublica. It says Candy Miller's family said she didn't visit a doctor due to the current legislation on pregnancies and abortions. Maternal health experts deemed her death preventable and blamed Georgia's abortion ban.
See, she just proved exactly what I'm talking about. You hear a lot of what ifs. Women are scared because of these hypothetical situations. What if this happens? What if that happens? Take Candy Miller, for example. She didn't even go to the doctor because she was terrified of what the news told her. It's all about fear, false evidence appearing real. The left-wing media is using this fear to manipulate women, pushing them to vote based on a single issue, abortion rights. They're literally scaring women into becoming single-issue voters, making them think abortion is the only thing they need to consider when voting. And it's sad to see that some women are now even afraid of having children because of all this fear around abortion laws.
So, Cenk, this one obviously hits very close to home. I am a woman in my mid to late 30s in Texas who would like to have children, and now I don't know, I just might not, because unless I move, which is I don't think I will anytime soon, it would be very scary for me to have a baby here in Texas. But I feel like a lot of those real world stories, we hear the really, really scary ones about, this woman had to have a miscarriage in the bathroom of an ER because the doctors wouldn't see her. Here in Texas, by the way, if a doctor is even perceived to have been aiding in an abortion, even if the woman technically has a miscarriage or anything like that, the doctor could lose their license to practice medicine, or they could even be uh, given a life sentence in prison. They could go to jail for life if they're even perceived to have aided a woman, which is why a lot of doctors, like, even if they want to help women, they just can't or they won't. Or a lot of them are leaving red states. So women have even fewer options, even just for consultations with their doctors. So it really is a big, scary problem. I do not believe that Donald Trump is going to help us at all, because I blame Donald Trump for the fact that I lost my rights to healthcare here in Texas. Cenk, what do you think?
Yeah, this 56% increase in maternal death brought to you by the pro-life movement.
Mhm.
So I was on a British show a couple of days ago, and it was conservative. And when we got to abortion, they demanded that I say that abortion is immoral. I'm like, brother, you're not getting it. I don't think like you do. I think these women dying because big government got involved and told them what they could and couldn't do with their body is immoral. I don't think a zygote in a petri dish is a human being. I know, like, the pro-life movement goes, women, nah, who cares about their life? Oh my God, a zygote in a petri dish. Oh, that's a life. That's a life. But this one, yeah. Oh, she died? Who cares? Okay, don't tell me you care. What are you guys demanding an increase in funding for maternal care? Are you demanding an increase in funding or any other kind of care for women? Nothing. How about increase in funding to help babies after they're born because you're so pro-life? No, nothing. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Republicans vote no on all of those things. I just want to be able to control the woman's body. You finally go back to doing what I told you. I mean, I'm pro-life. Are you? Are you? Because it doesn't look like it. So you could tell all the pretty little lies you want. It doesn't matter. 70% of this country gets it. We think freedom means the freedom to control your body and not to have some sort of Taliban figure come in and go, oh, the mullah disapproves. You are immoral. Okay, now it's going to be a miscarriage. There's an ailment where a baby's bones are so brittle. There's so many different diseases, right? This is one of like thousands that the bones break within the body, and then they've got to take the fetus out. Otherwise, it's going to die. And then when it does, it's going to create an infection, and then sepsis is very deadly. And that's one of the common things that happen. But now doctors across the country in the red states are like, sorry, we're not taking anything out. I don't want to spend 10 years in prison. So, but wait, it might kill her. Yeah, it might, but I'm not going to do it because these are actual, like, and I don't mean like normal mullahs. I mean fundamentalist, lunatic Taliban mullahs going, no, no, let her die. Who cares about your stupid medical opinion? Stupid doctor, you're not in charge. My ancient texts are in charge.
It just goes to show you, these folks have zero morals. Their number one priority, winning. They'll say whatever it takes to get you to vote their way. Now let's be real. If a doctor has to decide between a woman's life or the baby's, I seriously doubt they will allow the mother to die. That's just absolutely insane. Now, I want to be clear. Republicans aren't off the hook either. Plenty of them play the same game. But here's the deal. We've got to call out the liars on both sides and focus on finding the truth. If we want to make this country better for all Americans, we've got to start using some good old common sense. Something that seems to be in short supply these days. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about our favorite moon boy, Cenk from the Young Turks, and his thoughts on abortion. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss a single meltdown.